You hear about AI everywhere, right? But what's actually happening in healthcare? It's time to cut through the hype and look at the real data. We've got a new report that gives us an incredibly clear picture, and let me tell you, it shows how AI is already changing the entire game.
And we're going to kick things off with a number that might actually surprise you. Forget the future. Right now, today, 63% of healthcare organizations are already actively using AI. And we're not talking about some small experiment tucked away in a lab. This is live, in the wild right now.
And this isn't just about some cool new tech. It's making a real difference to the bottom line. An incredible 81% of these organizations have already seen a return on their investment. We're talking actual increases in revenue. That is a massive green light that this stuff is working.
So it's here, and it's profitable. But what about the future? Well, the belief inside the industry is just overwhelming. 83% of professionals believe AI isn't just going to make things a little better, it's going to fundamentally revolutionize the entire field. All right, so let's dive into our first section, which is all about that present-day reality. The big takeaway here is simple. AI's impact isn't some far-off promise. It's a real, measurable force in healthcare today. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. That 63%, well, it puts healthcare's adoption rate way ahead of the 50% benchmark for other industries. So you gotta ask, why is a sector that's often seen as a little slow on the uptake suddenly leading the charge? It's because the potential payoff, from discovering drugs faster to diagnosing diseases earlier, is just too huge to ignore. Okay, so we've established AI is here. But, what is AI in this case? What does it actually look like? Let's open up the toolkit and see what specific technologies are being put to work. Before we jump into the data, let's just quickly define a term: AI workloads. The best way to think about them is like the different tools in a doctor's bag. You've got a stethoscope for listening, a syringe for injections. Well, AI has different workloads for different jobs. Some are built for crunching massive data sets, others are for writing reports, and some are for reading complex medical scans. And here are the most popular tools in that bag right now. Data analytics is still number one, which, makes a lot of sense. But what's really wild is what's nipping at its heels. Generative AI, the tech that can create brand new content, and large language models are right there, almost in a dead heat. That shows a massive shift towards these newer, more creative AIs, not just the old school number crunchers. So, okay, having the tools is one thing, but what are they actually being used for? Day in and day out, what real-world problems are they solving for doctors, for researchers, and most importantly, for patients? And the answer is pretty fascinating. Top of the list, we have medical imaging and diagnostics. Basically, AI is acting like an expert second pair of eyes for radiologists. Right behind that, you see AI helping with clinical decisions and predicting disease risk. Now, the crucial thing to see here is that these aren't just administrative tasks. This is AI getting involved in the absolute core of medical work.
But of course, healthcare isn't just one thing, right? It's a huge field. A pharma lab has completely different needs than a hospital, which has different needs from a medtech company. So let's break it down a bit. When you look at the pharma and biotech world, their mission is laser-focused, drug discovery. Nearly 60% are pouring their AI efforts into tackling that incredibly slow, complex process of finding new medicines. It's all about speeding up that R&D pipeline. And then you've got the medtech folks, the ones building the actual scanners and equipment. For them, the priority is even clearer. A whopping 71% are focused on medical imaging and diagnostics. I mean, that's their bread and butter. And this quote from Manish Jr. really drives that point home. We're not just talking about making things a few months faster. The goal here is to literally shave years off the drug development timeline. The potential impact of that? Well, it's just staggering to think about. So the ambition is off the charts. But what's really driving it, and maybe more importantly, what's getting in the way? In this next section, we're going to look at that tension between the big goals and the real-world roadblocks.
When you ask why they're doing this, it's a really tight race at the top. It all boils down to three things: getting research done faster, making patients healthier, and digging up better insights from all that data. These three goals pretty much sum up the entire promise of AI in medicine.
So, what's holding them back? Well, the challenges really come down to two main things: money and data. It's about having the budget to invest in the first place, and then, crucially, making sure you can handle sensitive patient data securely and privately.
And this is a really fascinating split. For the smaller companies, the biggest hurdle is just finding the cash. Simple as that. But for the big players, the organizations with over 1,000 employees, the headache isn't money, it's data privacy. They've got the budget, but they also have a much bigger responsibility when it comes to security and regulation.
And here's the kicker. Despite all this incredible progress, there's this feeling from people on the inside that they're still not moving fast enough. A full 68% of professionals believe their own company is underinvesting in AI. That tells you there's a huge gap between what they believe is possible and how much they're actually spending to get there.
Okay, so that's where we are right now. But what about tomorrow? Let's shift gears to our final section and look into the crystal ball. Where do the experts see this technology making the biggest waves over the next 5 years?
This is the big question, isn't it? With all this momentum, where is it all taking us? What specific areas are about to see the biggest transformation? Well, here's what the experts are predicting. Advanced medical imaging is still going to be the king of the hill. No surprise there. But check out what's coming up fast behind it. Virtual health assistants to help patients and staff, and then precision medicine. That's the holy grail, the dream of tailoring treatments specifically to your unique genetic code. And this quote from John Nosta, wow, it just perfectly sums up that whole vision. It's about using AI to see things we could never see before, to give doctors the tools to act with more confidence and precision than ever. I mean, that's the ultimate goal, right? So, look, the big takeaway here is clear. AI isn't just coming to healthcare. It's already in the building, and it's on track to become an absolutely essential partner for every doctor and researcher out there. All the data shows that this is only going to accelerate. So the real question isn't if this transformation is going to happen, but simply how fast.